cmpradio.net. It's the station.
Back around. It's Fala, man, and this is my philosophy. So we call it Falasophy, man. Because I think very deeply. Give it yes. Yes. I'm going to let y'all be the judge of that. Now, look, yeah, you can find a Christ where the lepers and the lames at, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just think about it. Think about it. Think about who all the prophets came through. They ain't go to the highest esteemed people when he always started out right where we at. From the slums. They be the first people that accept the message. The poor. The marginalized and oppressed. Yeah. It's for raw. You know what I'm saying? And this is what philosophy is about. I think this might sound a bit pretentious, but I think I was made to, and what I experienced, right? And I tell people a lot, I tell this a lot to a lot of people when I know what they went through. I'm like, you have to share your story and tell the lessons that you extracted from it to do us all better. You know what I'm saying? Do us all better. I think it's an obligation of certain people. I think it's an obligation of certain people that understand is to relay this understanding to others. This is how societies grow and develop. I'm telling you, it's called the division of labor. You see what I'm saying? Everybody can't be doctors, right? Everybody can't be doctors. Everybody can't be lawyers. You can't be engineers. You can't. We depend on certain people to do certain things in a society, and it inspires our confidence, and we trust in it because it works. It works. Yeah, you do this. You do this. So, if you have experienced things in your understanding, and you can relate the lessons that you extracted from these experiences, especially for us in our condition, we in such an austere predicament, bro, that I believe that it's kind of our obligation, right, to tell the youngins, not only your youngins, your family, women, whatever, you know what I'm saying, what you've learned. You know what I'm saying? Spread this awareness. Spread this awareness. And this is what philosophy is about. I've always been this person. You know what I mean? I ain't doing this because everybody got a podcast now. Nigga, I've been a podcast, nigga. Ask anybody that know me. I've been on my soapbox. I stay on that joint. Yeah. And I don't care if you don't like hearing me talk neither, bro. I really don't. Because if you don't want to hear what's on my mind, let me know what's on yours. And I bet you we see the problem now. We're going to see the problem now. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Niggas ain't got nothing on their mind. And definitely don't keep it real. Guys fronting all the time like they have an allergic reaction to speaking the truth. But if you want to have words with me, that's the least you could do. But niggas be faking, and that I never do. Seriously. I stay in my bag like residue. I stick to the script of an old MC. This little gift was bestowed in me. Wishing you niggas could only see or listen, because this shit is poetry. You know what I'm saying? It's raw, the lyrical black messiah. Like, coming to free my people, bro. Real rap. All this buffoonery. Listen. That's what philosophy is about. I'm just trying to put y'all up on a teeny bit of pimping, a little bit. We gonna get deep sometimes, and I know people really don't like to think that much. It seems like they ain't had a time. If you caught the last episode, yeah, it hurt to think, don't it? It's like, oh, my brain hurts. I don't like thinking. Listen, that's what it's for. Think, use it. Hey. Now, but listening is paramount. It's very paramount, bro. Like, just imagine if everybody truly listened to their Lord first and foremost. The great minds of the past and present. Their parents, their loved ones, their children. That would be something, wouldn't it? That would really be something, wouldn't it? If everybody truly listened. You know what I mean? Listening is how you truly come to know. That's how you come to know. You gotta listen. Even when you live something, experience in life, because a lot of times we go through life, we just be speeding. You won't believe how many places you ride by or signs you ride by and you never read the sign. You focused on what you want to do. You don't even read the signs. It's a lot of lessons in life, man. You ain't reading the signs, bro. I haven't. I've been the same one, and I'm missing shit too. But this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you to listen, because sometimes life is as easy as listening. I promise you, bro. You ain't gonna come up with nothing unprecedented, bro. I promise you. You're not going, your mind is not an original mind. If it was, you would capitalize on it. And that's where we live in a capitalist society. So I'm saying, listen, bro, everybody, all this pimping I got, man, you think I just came up with it myself? I've been stealing pimping from people, bro. Real rap. That's the only, at a very young age, I learned that listening was paramount. I learned. Watch this. Because I was blessed with a fairly intelligent mind, right? And I have a good memory. But in elementary school, I learned something. If you listen, right, in class, you could pass a test without even studying. Especially if it's multiple choice. You know what I'm saying? So I used to listen. I used to listen to adults because I was like, even as a youth, I was real inquisitive. And to me, adults was like geniuses because I couldn't understand how they could do all this. I'm like, how did they do that? You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to know. Always wanted to know. I'm a philosopher since a baby. Not only how, why? Why is everything. Why is always more important than how, bro. Get a thorough understanding, but listen. Now, Beyonce, listen. I am alone at a crossroads. And I want you to listen, especially, right? I want you to listen to the shit that you don't want to hear. Right? Because the shit that you don't want to hear the most of the time, it be the shit that you need to hear the most. You see what I'm saying? If you was to assess somebody, you looked at their life, right? You be like, yeah, they do this good, they do this good, they do this. And you be like, this right here. Okay. You need to work on this a little bit right here. They ain't trying to hear that shit. They'll take all the credit, but you appraise them. Yeah, you do this right here. They ain't gonna take none of the blame, accountability for that. That's just how the mind works. But listen, I'm telling you, we grown now. We gotta figure that part out. Listen. You know what I mean? Especially to the shit that you don't want to hear, bro. You listen to that the most because people typically only listen to the things that they're interested in. And it's understandable. Like, it's hard to get people, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's a lot of shit going on, right? And people only going to listen. But you know how much you listen, you missing when you only listen to the shit that you interested in? Especially in our condition. You don't think you need to broaden your horizons a little bit? And get interested in a more, if that's all you're gonna listen to, you better fucking change your interest. Like, bro, right? I know, like, listen, I'm just saying, bro, even me, I have to practice these same things. But it's a certain subject that I want to address, and I'm gonna try not to stay on it that long, right? But it's been cooking me, bro. This shit has really been cooking me. I'm so tired of it. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all really mess with TikTok and all that, right? And y'all be on there, like I be on the lives, I be on TikTok lives and the panels and everything, right? And it's this thing called gender wars, man, where like they just, like, the women and the men is just coming at each other saying whose fault it is that the dating scene and stuff is so messed up. Look, bro, that's a fucking fallacy, bro. Like, gender wars is a fucking illusion, bro. First and foremost, right? This is a plain and simple assessment. Everybody is just projecting their experiences, right, on everybody else. Like what you experience, and you saying, yeah, people like that, yeah, that's what you've been through. And that's even what you extracted from it through your little subjective perception. This is how you think. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna take the same accountability as you judgment that you will pass. That's just how people are. But we know this is a fact. Every man's experience with women are not the same for myriad reasons. You know what I'm saying? But, like, for instance, plain and simple, this woman might do you dirty. She might not do the next man like that. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? This man, just because he didn't treat you like that, that don't mean he treat all his women like that. That's just something you making up in your mind. And within that, like, because sometimes I came home, see, I wasn't here. I came home and I looked at it, I'm like, yo, bro, that's just not true, right? Then it's like when I hear these people talk, listen, watch this. It's so stupid. Watch this. So basically, right? Basically, you try to say that you're the only genuine person out here, right? You the only genuine person out here. And nobody else from the opposite sex is as genuine as you are. That's what you're saying? That's basically what I'm getting. Yeah, you're genuine, nobody else is. You handle your all responsibilities as a man or woman, but women and men, the masses don't. It's not the truth. It's an illusion. It's shit that you're making up in your mind. And that's just a fact. There's nothing going on between the men and the women that wasn't going on between the men and the women before. These are nuanced differences. We're going to run into problems in relationships, bro. And if you think you the only genuine person out here, we in trouble. That's the problem. We in trouble. And this is the problem. When you thinking you like that, this person thinking they like that, everybody thinking they like that, and you're not. You're not. You need to listen. And stop just pointing a finger. Yeah. Let's listen. Look, and I hate when niggas, right? I ain't gonna say I don't want women to use this against the guys because I get a lot of flack like when I say stuff like this on there, right? But listen, first of all, men, you shouldn't even be concerning yourself with a woman that you don't want, right? So you're like, women like this, okay, if that's not the woman you want, right? All right, let them do as they please. If they have no shame, you just don't pick that woman. Just don't pick that woman. Even we know it's a lot of goofy people. There's a lot of goofy niggas out here too. Just like the women. Dudes just don't pick that man. And I know people put on airs and all that, but people always want to group a whole bunch of people. And even when you see a woman, women do it too. You know, a woman will meet you, and if you just remotely remind her of a past nigga that gave her trauma, she will hate you. She will hate you before she even gets to know you. If you remind her of this nigga remotely, right? The fallacy and reason. Men too. You're not excluded. But I understand if you're worried about a certain woman coming around the women in your circle, like your family members. I understand you being worried about them type of, but in the dating world, and you know what I'm saying? Listen, we all up against the same thing, bro. It's not the man's fault. It's not the women's fault. We are at odds with each other when we are up against so much already. It got to be the goofiest shit in the world. It has to be. To me, it has to be, bro. How the fuck we gonna tackle this when it's dissension in the ranks? We're created for each other. We're made for each other. We need each other. What's the point of casting blame and arguing? Where's that going to get us? That's not the point, bro. I need help. You need help. Figure it out. We up against a lot, bro. It's a classic drawing. Divide and conquer, bro. That's all that's going on, bro. That's all that's going on. You have to judge. Listen. And men, please, this is why I wanted to say it again. Please, women, don't use this against the men. But I always tell people, bro, men, right? Even if a woman is out of pocket, bro, even if she's out of pocket, if she gets around a real nigga, she's going to get in line. I promise you she is. I've seen it. I was in the prison, right? It was this chick, right? This chick come on the block. You know how these women in that joint is. They be all thinking you gotta respect their authority. They be worse than the men actually. It be nut ass niggas like that too. But like for the most part, But when a woman come on a block, right, and she be acting crazy, and she get around some real like nut ass niggas, they'll let her behave like that. But she get around some real niggas, she not doing that. I remember I made the CO cry in prison, talking to her. I got witnesses. There's people who's out here that witnessed it. Made them cry. She go on the block acting all crazy. And I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? She's like, no, they trying to. I'm like, why are you acting like that? You come on a block like you could beat everybody on a block. She like thinking that's how you get people in line, right? And I said, she's like, well, I got to because damn one. I said, look, she don't do that. She get respect. So I start talking. She's like, I'm saying, and then through the course of the discussion, she ended up saying, yeah, I'm from North Philly, this, that, and the other. I said, yo, you got brothers, sisters? She said, yeah, I got 7 brothers, huh? I looked at her, I said, what? I said, you from North Philly, man? And you got 7 brothers. I know at least 2 of them are upstate. I would place a bet. And it was true. No. And she said, yeah, brother, I got 3 of my brothers upstate. That's what she said. Out the 7, 3 of them was upstate. You know what I told her? I looked at her, and they was all her older brothers. She was like a baby. This is why we fuck them over by leaving them out here. That's what my sister was telling me. We leave them out here, and we don't teach them how to deal with men. They don't know how. Listen, when I said to her, I said, what you think your brothers would say if I told them how you was down here treating the men, behaving like a damn slave catcher? What you think they would say? She start crying. Yeah, she start crying right there. Yeah, and she didn't act like that anymore. At least not around me. And I ain't have to disrespect her. You know what I'm saying? I just reasoned with her because I wasn't going for it. She came, and one time I was in the unauthorized area. She come in the joint and go like this. She walked right up to me and put her hand right in my face, this far. She had a guy with her too. She walked up on me, and I was doing something I wasn't supposed to do. She walked up, storming like she could put her hand in her face, was like, you! I said, bitch, who the fuck is you talking to? She's like, I'm talking to you. And I started walking towards her, but she wasn't crazy. She started backing up, right? I said, she was like, what? I'll send you to the hole. I said, yeah, I'd rather you send me to the hole than talk to me like that. Right? I said, because you see him, he was a guard. He young boy from Philly too, right? I said, because if he had walked up to me and put his hand in my face like that, I'd have whooped his ass. You see what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, not only will women get in line if it was a concerted effort, like a collective perspective, like an understanding, like this is how this is going to go. The niggas going to fall in line, bro. Listen, ask anybody. If you in my, it's a million of my sullies out here right now. If you come around me and you're going to get in line, bro. You're not going to behaving however you want around me. You're not going to do that. I'm not going to allow it. And it's a certain type of person. Remember I was telling you about how men on the ladder, he places things in order. No, that's not going on. I ain't even going to let you rob a nigga cell if I'm around. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going, because it's a community, whether you realize that. I wouldn't let nobody go in your cell either. Take it from me. Give him a chance. Don't go, because 9 times out of 10, but my point is, I'm getting off the point because I be passionate about a lot of these subjects because I hate goofiness, but I understand it. My point is, men, stop blaming the women and start, I was about to say something that was going to get me in the line. Stop blaming women and take more responsibility in you not being assertive enough. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't accept that, that's anybody. Even women. Niggas only go as far as you let them go. Women only go as far as you let them go. Promise you that. I promise you. It's a fallacy, bro. Gender wars is a fucking illusion, bro. We need each other. You shouldn't have to come up to a woman, I know, and it's like y'all boxing, right? You like, and then you gotta grab her, and it's gonna sound crazy. I always say it's gonna sound crazy, but it's like you gotta wrestle her down, hold her, and whisper in her ear for her to submit. Or I ain't gonna say submit because you know they're gonna take. And this women, please, we could talk about it later because I'm gonna be on this subject too long because I hate it. But I think the problem when we get to talking about these things, women want to be so equal nowadays. Equal. That's all they ever talk about. Equality. Yeah, they ain't. But it's never been equal. Nothing's never been equal. I don't know. Very wishful thinking. It's never going to be equal in a certain regard. And I'm not going to get into that. But instead of focusing on equality, what you should focus on was fair. You know what I'm saying? And men, we just got to try to be fair to our women, bro. Just be fair. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I mean? But gender wars is a fallacy. We need each other. It shouldn't be all this. This is how we supposed to come together like this. It's nature. We're made for each other. Allah created us in pairs. We're the vicegerents of the earth. And our goofy ass, there ain't no such thing as gender wars with the white people. Notice that. And ain't a whole bunch of YT people, that's what they say on TikTok. You can't say white. TikTok is crazy, bro. That's just crazy. But yeah, ain't a bunch of that going on. You know what I mean? Jackasses. Fucking jackasses, bro. And you think you so they think they so smart. They always lying on there anyway. Like, you know, all these frauds. Every woman you meet on there is the most perfect woman. Niggas, everybody getting 6-figure. Yo, they so full of shit, bro. It's so evident. People just sit behind it. That's what y'all on out here. Like, y'all just sit behind y'all computer and just lie. Like, nut ass niggas. But anyway, well, listen. All you doing, listen. It's a part that it's two things that we always gonna do on my podcast specifically. It's 2 segments I'm always going to bring up, and it's lessons that I extracted from prison life. You know what I'm saying? Because such a big part of my life I was in prison. And prison is prison. It's not a cave. It's a micro society. This is the macro. And it's just like I say, like when you're in prison, your mental intensifies, right? Just like when a person go blind, they lose their sight, so their hearing intensifies. That's how your mental sense intensifies in prison. Your thoughts be way more intense in prison. Trust me. I used to read every day in a prison. It's so hard to read out here, bro. Like, bro, I don't even want to read people that post long stuff. I'm like, damn, but I used to ask anybody about me. I got all the books. I got some heat, bro. Real rap. But yeah, your mental your thoughts are intense. Your memories are intense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get off that, right? But oh shit, I was on. Let's I'm this one thing I want to tell people, like the lesson that I extracted. I told y'all how I had the assault on the guard and all that, and how it's lesser lessons that could be extracted from that same experience. But period, like, oh, look, I heard it in a movie. It was such a real joint. I forget the movie, but the boy mom told him, never get on the bad side of small-minded people in authority, with authority. Never get on the bad side of small-minded people with authority. It's going to make your life a living hell, right? So I'm saying you could stand for something, right? But trust me, because I can't shut my mouth. And that's one of the lessons that I like, yo, bro. If you show them people, I'm up in the mountains. And them people up there like the people from the South. Real rap. You have no idea. You go, if you've been up there, you know. You can't let them know that you're smart. They will hate you for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. You let them know that you know, they will hate you. And anybody know, listen, the best jailhouse lawyers in there that be really helping people out, they transfer them. They transfer them. You know what I'm saying? Grind them up. Even me, bro. Listen, you know I never shied away from controversy. If you come around and you try to say something crazy to me, I'm like, nah, I ain't going for it. I don't give a fuck if you the warden, right? It was so many times, it was certain guards, they used to hate me, bro, and be on my ass just because I speak my mind. It's not going to help you. Sometimes you could just shut the fuck up, bro. That's all I'm saying. And it's going to work the same minute. I done walked out jobs out here for the same, and it's something I still struggle with. But like, you out here, you dealing with these cops, bro. Don't get on their bad side. especially if you know they goofy. How you think that's going to work out? I used to hate when I was in, this is why I don't like nut ass niggas. I used to hate when I used to be in a cell and the motherfucker searching my cell, right? And the young boy want to argue with the motherfucker searching your cell. How you think that's going to work out? And this nigga ain't got shit in there. He going to take all my shit, all my extra E's, whatever I got. You know, they so nutty. If you got limits, they try to take anything. Anything is contraband to these motherfuckers. So, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you put yourself in a situation when a person with authority is on your ass? Does that make sense? And that's what I extracted from that. You know what I'm saying? And I learned to navigate that whole joint a little better later. You know what I'm saying? If I knew he was a nut, like, yeah, these cops, yeah, they get smart with a cop. He's going to be looking for your ass every time. He's going to whoop your ass. I'm talking, he's going to whip you every time he sees you. Every time he sees you, you're going to be like, there go that nigga right. Like, no, don't do it, bro. Like, just leave people alone, especially if they got small minds, bro. And that's a very valuable lesson that I learned in the Bing. God damn, time be passing fast. I be rambling too much. You know, and this is another segment we going to do this. Man, shit. But since we couldn't get your pops at the table, man, I have to tell the people, like, real man shit, what it's about, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people out here would not believe. They would not believe the stuff that goes on in prison, in the penitentiary. You wouldn't believe it. I promise you, you wouldn't. Because a lot of us, we just don't know what being a man is about. It's so much things that take place just because people are little boys. Why you talk all that young shit? You a little boy that don't get the large picture. But listen, this is man shit. I want to explain something to y'all, right? Remember I was talking about facts. Accepting and assuming facts, right? The game ain't for nobody, bro. It's not. It either chew you up, spit you out, or swallow you whole. Trust me. You know all the legends that you know of? The legends in the hood? I might be kind of sort of one of them. But most of them, I know I'm not, but I'm kind of sort of. It's like, but anyway. The ones, the true legends, what they do to them. I don't want to name no names because I don't want to forget none and people going to take offense to why I forgot this one. You know how niggas is. But listen, they put them underground or under the jail, bro. Plain and simple. So stop, right? Trying to think that you still skin Colossus, Hancock, or, you know. A gun ain't a force field, bro. A gun ain't a force field. Take care of yourself, bro. Every time I ever got tagged, I had a gun on me. And and I'm gonna explain something to y'all, bro. It's simple and plain mathematics, bro. You out here. You out here. You're not that tough if you're right there. Anybody could get you. You're right there. So if you think, some people might be afraid of you, right? And that's not a good thing either. If you make people too afraid of you, they ain't only going to call the cops on you, bro. They're going to kill you because they're afraid, right? They're afraid. They don't want you to go to jail because they're afraid you might get out. If you really Like, scare people that much. What you think gonna come out of that? Nah, really though. And it ain't all about how tough you is, cause and Pete could vouch for this. Anybody that know will vouch for this. Bro, I done seen so many real niggas get pushed by pussies. So what is all the tough shit about? The tough shit is it doesn't factually. This is man shit. The tough shit has no fucking. It makes no logical sense because you don't have steel skin. You're not a fucking superhero, so you can actually beat tough. You could beat this shit out, and you could be a better shooter. You could be everything in that regard. That don't mean a motherfucker can't bust your ass, and you always want to be right there, out. Right there. Come on, bro. That's man shit, bro. That's man shit. Understand what you up against. A gun's not a force field. Man, take care of yourself, bro. Take care of yourself. Be vigilant. Be vigilant. Be very leery. And if it's predicated, if the whole game now, it's not even about money that much. If it's predicated just on murder and a scoreboard, right? How you think that's going to work out, man? Really, though. You get into a game that the basis of it is murder. That's the basis of this game. Murder. Because y'all niggas ain't really getting that much money, bro. Like, that's why I be thinking like it should be easy to talk the young bulls out of, because it ain't money like you know how it was so hard to talk us out of it. It was too much money. You're like, yeah, I can't go get, look at these guys. I can't go get none of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, how you gonna stop me from getting money when we come into a capitalist society? But now y'all don't want no money. You just want to kill. That's shaitan, bro. How the fuck did we get to a point when murder is what's up? And I gotta join. Listen, I was gonna do another piece at the end, but just because this shit is getting to me so much, I'm gonna do this piece that I wrote about that. But before I do, right? I got to talk about this joint. Me and my man was talking about it, and I'm going to have to get him on here to debate me on it, because I'm going to let y'all be the judge, because the shit don't make no sense to me. I know you heard this joint. It's about racism, how people say black people can't be racist. I'm like, okay. Black people can be racist. They racist against themselves, but that's neither. But I know what they talking about. They talking about the systemic racism. That's race. Racism is like when a certain race marginalizes and oppresses another race just based on the color of their skin. Like, that's it. Like, you're that race, so we're going to do this to you. And a lot of things people don't realize, racism and capitalism is like conjoined twins. That's a term by Ibram X. Kendi. That's what he said. You got to attack them both. Because that's why we're here in the first place. It was about bread. If you listen to the last rhyme, like, yeah, y'all mistaken. It's really a caste thing. They don't care about poor white people either, bro. I promise you, they be the ones that's in the Bing with us. They be the poor white people. But anyway, right? Yes. If a black person is not in an authority position, right? His preconceived notions or prejudices, that's what people like, yeah, that's not racism, that's prejudice. But watch this. If the prejudice prejudge, that's all it means. If you prejudge a person based on race, it's racism. Because it's an element of racism in it. Not the system and stuff. I understand that. I agree with that. Yeah, a black person can't be systemically racist because we don't have any authority. But what about the interpersonal racism? Because we make all these judgments based on race. I done seen it a million times. When they come in the Bing, black people automatically think white people is soft. And they're not. The poor white people grow up rumbling, and all over the country. People are people, bro. I promise you. You go in a European country and you give them the conditions that we up against, guess what's going to be happening? The same shit that's happening in the ghettos over here. Promise you that. You know what I'm saying? So, but black people are racist. And I'm going to tell you, they make judgments based on racism so much. And I understand what you mean by the denotative meaning of racism, right? But you can't just read one meaning, bro, and be like, okay, that support my claim and I'm going to stop there. It is a such thing as called interpersonal racism. And that's a thing. Black people, we so fucked up. We racist against ourselves. I've seen it. And y'all think in jail, I was in the cave and I can't extract. I witnessed new people come on the block in a Bing, right? Right? A black nigga come on the block in a Bing, right? And he got state boots on. Nobody seen him go to the store. He can't make a loan off nobody. Niggas like, nah, I ain't got nothing for you, cuz. No, unless he got some homies, they don't trust him. Just because he black and he ain't got no routes on. He got state boots on. They like, nah, he broke. You know how they first come on the block, they be having them boxes. They only have a file box, they Browns. Nigga be like, yeah, I gotta see you go to the store a couple times, Rudy, for you get in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? But a white boy come on the block, bob a little straggle mixed scrufferford, and they'll give him the world. I mean, like, this is crazy. But we fucked up, though. But my whole thing is, that's my point, and I don't even have to go any further on that, right? If your prejudices is based on race, right? You got preconceived notions based on race, right? That's racism, bro. I don't see how it couldn't be. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how it couldn't be. You know what I mean? But to me, personally, racism is just stupid because it has no logical basis because the person doesn't choose the race that they were born. I had no control of the matter. And if you think your race is superior to all others, I'm just saying. Like, we Muslims, we don't have to do this, but other people, I know the black man is the original man. Yes. But my point is, if you think your race is the superior race, don't you see how that's just mighty convenient for you? That you just happen to be born of the superior race? Don't you think everybody would want to believe that? Jackass! As an Asian with the superior, like, they gonna think they the best race, bitch. I couldn't even imagine being born anything else but a black man. As hard as my life be, dude. Ask me if I wanted to be a white man. No, I don't. I think this is the best. Like, you ask a lot of people about their country. Ask people all over the world, the country. They think their country's the best. Every damn near, like, you know, I don't know, but for the most part, small-minded, you know, the average mind, they gonna think it's just the subjectivity that we all deal with. But I gotta give y'all this joint. I was gonna give y'all another joint, but I don't know if y'all remember the Marley son. I think it was Junior, but I don't know. But he had this song called Jam Rock back in the day, right? Welcome to Jam Rock. Remember that? Right? And I had that, and I was listening to Out in the Street. They call it murder. And I was like, damn, but I listened to what he was saying. I was like this. Damn, that's deep. It's hard over in Jamaica. He was talking about, but you know, it's hard for people to pick up. I'm like, I love that song. You know what I'm saying? Because if you listen to what he's saying, just go listen to Jam Rock. He trying to tell you about how it is over there. We think our hoods is bad. Like, they are, but you know what I mean? This hood's just worse than ours. But this is the joint that I wrote to that joint. And I'm going to fuck y'all head up in the end. When I tell y'all how I put it together, how I'm songs now. Watch this. I wrote this way back then, right? But I actually, when you hear it, I wrote it to the Shine beat, Bad Boy beat. I was going to use him. I'm going to put it down, matter of fact. When I get a chance, I'm going to let y'all know how that shit sound. It's like, you remember the Bad Boy. Boom, 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 shitty, why that joint. I'm gonna do this joint with out in the street. They call it murder. In the back, watch this. And ain't no coming back from this, dog. I got guns with extra clips for my youngins that's gonna hit y'all. They gonna catch you with your drawers down. They ain't stopping because you fall down. They pop and get you all around. And when they gonna leave you laying on in the street, you gonna feel like falling asleep. Then it's gonna start getting harder to breathe. You hoping somebody call the police. Cause out in the street, they call it murder. But when I'm from, they say they parked the ball. Ain't nothing that gets sparked no more. It could be over that chalky raw or something dumb like cause you popped this hole. It's like a war. And there's nobody winning. See, he rock bull, spent his whole life in prison. And if you get away with it, you living every day with it. So many niggas listen, but they ain't get it. Cause out in the street, they call it murder. Listen, if you could kill with malice, there ain't nothing like. But the realest challenge is to fight for something right. And I know y'all all heard of the cause, killing oppressors. They ain't even murder at all. But we ain't hitting who the system controlled by. These niggas, they so blind, they killing their own kind. Or they willing to go die, to dig in a gold mine. In the street, they call it murder, but niggas should know why. Yeah, because murdering the motherfuckers to kill somebody unjustly. You know what I'm saying? If you commit an act like that justly, that's not even murder at all. But it's for raw, and I'm out. I want y'all to come back through. Come back through and check Falasophy, man. I'm going to hit y'all up every time with a whole bunch of pimping, man.